All right, this is the 2018 Beta 350RR Race Edition. I've had this bike for a few months. It's an awesome bike. The 350 power is just very manageable, pulls really well. It makes power from down low all the way up high when you rev it out. It's just a really easy bike to ride. Yeah, so I have the stock Michelin medium enduro tires, and I have about 22 hours on this bike, I think 21 hours. I ride this bike and a 2020 KTM 300 XCW. I like this bike a little bit more for faster stuff. It's been a really good bike. I really like these forks. They have a really nice planet feel. It's the Sachs ZF fork. Some things I do, I put, I'm not a little steel trail saw right there. So I put some hand guards on this bike. AXP skid plate on this one. Enduro Engineering rotor guard. I run the Motul oil and the tranny oil. So I did the Enduro Engineering slave cylinder guard there, and then I also put the Spall fan kit on this bike. There's a guy that's selling this kit on eBay. It's pretty easy to do. It's been a really nice bike, considering selling it. So I wanted to just get a little bit of a review on it before I got rid of it. I think if you're kind of new to trail riding, or you're looking for just a bike that's manageable that you can ride for quite a while without getting completely wore out, I would say it's not as easy to maneuver as my 300, but for a 4-stroke, it's pretty nimble. I feel it on this bike a little bit more in my arms. I kind of get arm pump a little bit more on this bike than my 300 2-stroke. But I've taken this thing on some decent terrain, nothing like insane. Some steep stuff, some rocky stuff. I've done, rocks and logs with it, and it'll pretty much do everything. You kind of, for a 4-stroke, it's hard to get it to flame out. It's possible, but it's harder. So you just kind of work the clutch a little bit and you can pretty much keep this thing running in a lot of steep stuff. And when it starts pulling for a 350, I mean, it pulls really, really well. Like I said, the power on this bike just really is there all throughout. It never falls off. It's just always there, which is really good. And it's not like rip your arms off power. Like a bigger 500 or something like that, or a big 450. But yeah, it's an awesome bike. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I'm going to be getting rid of it, mainly just because there's so many bikes and so little time to ride them all. But yeah, it's sweet. If you can find one, I highly recommend them. They got the separate oil and engine oil and transmission oil, which is nice because not running all those clutch particles and all that through your engine. That's a nice feature with these bikes. But overall, yeah, I just wanted to make a little video. I'm out here on my I got about a 3-mile kind of single track loop that I do out here. It's pretty technical, not a lot of places to really rest. So I like to bring this bike out here when I'm looking to get in a little bit of a kind of a moto workout. This is a good bike to do that on. If I'm doing more extreme stuff, I'll bring my KTM 300. But this thing is good. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, if you find one, I highly recommend them. If you're looking for a good 4-stroke that's easy to ride, this thing's street legal too, which is sweet. But I mean, really, it's a nice do-it-all bike. Doesn't have the crazy torque like a 450 or 500, but the motor is just excellent, and the front forks are great. And I'm probably going to regret selling this thing, to be honest with you. But all right, well, hope that gives you some info about the Beta 350. I know there's not a lot of info out there about them. Seems like everybody goes with the 390 or the 2-strokes or the 430, but the 350s are great bikes. Anyway, if you like these videos, my name's Hunter. I have a company in South Dakota called Black Hills Dual Sport. I rent out some bikes and ride and try to get out here and cut some trails where I can. But I try to throw up more content. So check it out. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Pretty close to that guy. This is like an off camber section here. Drop. Beta climb, it's pretty steep. No clutch. Got a lot of rocks out here. Sections like this, I prefer my 300. Rocky. We were riding with the deer today. Here in southwest South Dakota. A real rocky turn right here. There's a few sections where you notice the stock Michelin tires on this bike. really start pushing, you can start to limit the tire. But in general, I think it's rideable. Unless you're the guy that really knows what he likes in a tire. Little technical section here again, kind of like my 300, this kind of stuff. But for a 4-stroke, this bike is surprisingly good in this kind of shit. Area. Off camber, loose rocks, kind of changes. Clutch out the corner on this bike, and you can really get that power up. More rocks in this section keeps you honest. Log here. That's a lap. With the Beta 350.